Bankrupt Detroit now getting $300 million in federal aid from the Obama administration, your taxpayer dollars. But don't worry, America. The White House says this is not a bailout. But is there really any difference? CEO of TransPro and former advisor to the city of Detroit, Mark Aesch, joins us from Chicago this morning to weigh in. Mark, nice to see you this morning.
Good morning, Clayton.
What do you make of this $330 million in federal aid going to the city of Detroit? Will it help?
Well, there's a guy far more famous than any of us who said maybe we ought to teach people how to fish rather than just hand fish out. And that's what we work with governments to do. We teach people how to fish so they don't have to stick their hand out and ask someone else to put food on their plate.
And here's how this money will break down, Mark, and I'll get you to weigh in on this. So $150 million will go to blight redevelopment, I guess presumably tearing down some of these abandoned houses. $100 million in federal transit grants, $10 million of affordable housing funds, and $25 million to hire firefighters and equipment. They seem like, well, it seems like some smart infrastructure spending. That's what I'm reading, that this at least seems like it's targeted. You have people who are calling fire departments and they're not responding.
Well, there's no question that's the case, but you don't rebuild your master bedroom and put granite countertops in if your foundation isn't strong, isn't solid. And that's really where we are with Detroit. We've got to build a solid foundation there. No one quarrels with making wise investments of dollars if the foundation is strong, but we haven't fixed the foundation, and that's what we have to concentrate on in Detroit and, frankly, in America.
We've heard no more bailouts, right? How is this anything but a bailout? Money going to a city to help them get out of this problem. That, to me, is a bailout. It's free taxpayer dollars.
Well, we heard from Nancy Pelosi last week that the cupboard was bare. It looks like they've been able to pull together a couple of table scraps. If it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, it's a bailout. So do you think that this money is going to go and do actually any good work? I mean, how many billions of dollars in debt is the city? It sounds like to me just a drop in the bucket. There's no question that's the case. The city is $18 billion in debt. You know, we used to look across America and you would watch people standing in cities in bread lines. What we have now is actually American cities standing in a bread line in front of the White House.
Mark Aesch, who refused to be in Detroit this morning. He flew to Chicago for this interview. Nice to see you this morning. Thanks, Mark.
Great to see you, Clayton.
Coming up here on the show.